People really don't understand sometimes how common depression is. In fact, one of the aspects, if you're depressed, either on a moderate level or severe level, one of the aspects of being depressed is feeling like you're the only person that feels like that, because it causes tremendous sense of isolation and disconnection, and like nobody feels like I feel. So realize that many people in the world and in our country are depressed and feel depressed. But the good news is there are a lot of things you can do about it, because there's lots of good research out there and good treatments and good answers. I've seen many depressions over the past, how many years I've been practicing, resolve, and there's a lot of hope. Let me give you some of the answers. First, it's important to understand that depression is not really a problem. Depression is the result of another problem. You don't solve a depression, you solve a person who's depressed. For example, unresolved grief can cause depression. You know, when a person's had a loss in their life and they don't have the skills or the capacities to let go and experience the grief process, many times that can cause a depression. Or sometimes disconnection and isolation, not knowing how to trust people, or having what we call attachment problems where it's hard for us to open up, that can cause a depression. Sometimes having unrealistic expectations of who we should be, and standards that are unrealistic and way too high to ever meet, and constantly striving to be that because it's the only way we'll feel like we're good enough or accepted. The inability to reach those goals can sometimes cause depression. Or the fabulous codependent problem. I'm sure you know what a codependent is, somebody who needs a needy person. Codependents will burn out and give power and control of their lives to other people and allow other people to run their lives by their crises, and they'll get depressed because they basically give out of steam and give out of gas. And there are other causes, but my point is, if you're depressed, begin to talk to someone about the underlying causes of that. Also, besides the ones I mentioned, there are also biochemical aspects to depression, such as the way that our neurotransmitters in our brain are firing or not firing, and that's something that's got to be looked at. Some people have very strong biochemical aspects of their depression, and they may need medication. And this sounds kind of strange. This is a good time in life in our culture to be depressed, because the medications are so well researched now and with such minimal side effects, and they're so specific as to different types of depressions. So you might want to see a psychiatrist for that. What I have found to be helpful the most is to have some kind of a combination of good counseling with someone who's an expert in depression, and there's a lot of people out there that can do that, as well as a good regimen with a psychiatrist, if there's one in your area, where they understand the medication aspects, and doing the work in both of those aspects, as well as the third component, which I think is to have a really good support group around you, people that know you and love you and aren't going to shame you for being depressed, but kind of real people who can help you to move along and deal with isolation, perfectionism, codependency, or whatever. Those are the people who really resolve depressions. I want you to know something, because so many people don't believe this, but it's really true. You don't have to cope with depression, and you don't have to manage depression. I really believe and have seen that it can be resolved to great extents, and you can feel better from the inside out.